Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hurdle the Line podcast. As ever, am your host Fletch, and this podcast is brought to you by the AAW Network. Joining me today is a face that you've not seen in a while. He's been around the globe and back, but he's with us today. Chapman, how are you, sir?
I'm very well. Thank you very much, Fletch. How are you?
All the better for having you back. And
Well,
we love
aren't
Tom.
you sweet?
We love Tom, we love Sam, and hopefully Sam will be joining us very, very soon. But as much as we love all our other co-hosts. It's just very good to have you back as always. Before we properly get going, need to ask: it's March Madness time. How is your bracket doing? Have you got a bracket?
Yes, I'm in a contest. My nephew got me in with a bunch of his college buddies and that sort of other people. Probably about 100 people in. There's money involved, as always, because that's the only reason you should do a bracket, just FYI. I am in, I went to bed on Saturday in 24th place, tied with five other people, and I'm now in 67th place. And I just checked on the little ESPN thing, and it says I have no way of winning the bracket, no matter even if the team I picked to win wins. So that's really encouraging. So
Yeah,
uh, there you go.
absolutely. Lovely, lovely. Well, we've done a free to join, free to play, no prize, just for fun to give it a go this year. I do believe I saw a few days ago, just about the day before, saw the name Chapman has popped into the guy. I thought, there's no money in this. I'm going to see you later. Um,
No, what happened was I actually did go and I was like, I'll fill this out. And then when I went in, it was gone. It said there was
oh,
it wasn't there anymore. So I was like, oh, all right, well, whatever. I thought maybe you took it down. So I don't know. I would have
oh no,
definitely,
yeah,
for the hurdle line people, I would have done anything, of course.
yeah,
But typically, money needs to be involved if I'm going to be paying attention to things like that.
no worries. Well, as we get going, we've got a little bit of a fun one to do today. Um, we've got a little bit of a fun one. We're gonna do a quiz once Sam gets in. Um, I just need to resend Sam the link now. Um, once Sam gets in, we will do a quiz. But first off, there's a couple of pieces of news. There's not too much going on. We've had the big blockbuster free agency run that we go on. Now everything's going to be a bit quiet. A couple of things may pop up here and there. So there's not too much incredible news going on. What we are going to do. So we've got a couple of bits of news though. And the first one is 6 days ago, Brandon Graham, 15-year NFL veteran, uh, Philadelphia Eagles defensive lineman, retired from the NFL, two Super Bowls, one Pro Bowl, heck of a career. And he's someone who's been ingratiated by Eagles fandom alike. And the best thing about his retirement was he did it in front of the Rocky statue, or did his retirement speech in front of the Rocky statue, which I just thought was fantastic.
Great career. Only one Pro Bowl. That's surprising.
Hmm.
But if you can end your career on a Super Bowl, why not? And how many years is he in the league?
15.
15. Yeah. I mean, geez. I mean, the average NFL career is like less than 4 years typically. So
Yeah.
15 years, all for the Eagles, correct?
All for the Eagles, yes.
Yeah. The Eagles are really good at getting really great defensive players and just keeping them.
Yeah,
Except for Reggie White, weirdly enough. But other than that, um,
yeah. And Chapman said to me off camera, he said, "Do you know what, Fletch? You don't homer enough for your teams, and I really miss all your homerisms. So what I will do is I'll also give a shout out to the fact that Brandon Graham is a Michigan man. Um, and very, very glad to see a Michigan man have such a great NFL career. And you say one Pro Bowl, but two Super Bowls, and those can't be shaken out. They're the ones that everybody wants at the end of the day. Two rings. Um, and that's what's important. The other piece of news that we've got is now Chapman, we really appreciate your insight on this more than anyone because you, as a man who's in the media space, who's in this kind of world, for your career, the NFL and ESPN have reportedly picked up conversations about ESPN potentially taking over NFL media in a $2 billion deal that would see NFL take over a small percentage of ESPN. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's really interesting. I mean, it's interesting that the NFL, especially what we've seen over the last couple of years, where they've been shedding talent, which a lot of people have done, cutting costs across the networks, really honing in. But we were talking about it offline, and the brass ring here for ESPN is more football games. Obviously, the Thursday night schedule, and I think there's a
Yep.
couple other games, and then obviously Red Zone too, which has become you know, a very valuable asset in the NFL media, especially for the younger generation of watching football. So I understand the appeal for ESPN. What I just find interesting is the NFL is getting out of media. And it may be just interesting because they may just feel like they don't need it because they're just like you know, I don't know. It's something they're paying for, and they may just not want to pay for it anymore because they feel like they can just make money off selling the content in other ways and have other people do that. I don't know, but it is interesting for because I was telling Fletch, I had an opportunity the first year the NFL Network started to get an internship there, and I didn't really want it because I was like, "What the heck is the NFL Network?" And this is in 2004. And I not that didn't love the NFL like I do now, but I just was like it wasn't a sexy place to go try to be an intern, right? Anyway, but yeah, funny. But they've built something that is could be potentially 2 billion. They may just be cashing out too, because there's a lot of media companies across not just sports but in other places that are just selling now. So $2 billion is nothing to raise your nose up. Sam, how are you? Good to see you.
There you go.
Welcome.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
Anyway,
The link
is
that
that
I
is that
had,
enough, Fletch? Is that insidery media enough for you? Do I get like a little music sting when I get to do my media stuff?
Yeah, that's going in post. That'll get put in post. But no, thank you as always. I mean, your insight on this is far greater than anyone else's on this network, so we greatly appreciate it. Sam, have you done a? We need to ask. I had to ask Chapman as we got in. Have you done have you actually done a March Madness bracket this year?
no, I don't follow basketball, so it's not my thing.
Wow. So,
It would have just been wildly wrong. So
and that is where the fun lies. Um, it's where the fun lies. As yeah, Sam, actually, that's a very good point that you've raised there in the little chat function. We haven't mentioned the NFL proposed rule changes for next year. Now, this is something that next week we will get into in detail because it'll be
You'll be voting.
the owners meeting next week. It'll be all that sort of stuff. So it's something we'll get into more detail, but some and a couple of the key ones that have been brought forward that could so a lot of the rules put forward are kind of minor changes and all that sort of stuff. But obviously, last year we had things like where the kickoff rule changed. The Green Bay Packers have pushed for the tush push to be banned. Um, Something that I believe we all did see coming a little bit. We were hearing thoughts from Green Bay that that would be the thing that would be something they want. The Lions have put forward a proposal that would allow wild card teams to be seeded higher than division winners based on record. So all the same seven teams would get into the playoffs, but then it would be seeded um, via record rather than the top four being division winners. Um, Chapman, you shook your head. Don't like that one.
Nah, they've just been trying to do that for years. I don't want to devalue the division thing.
No,
Even though occasionally we have that 8 and 9 or whatever it used to be 7 and 19 that
yeah,
pops up, but just keep it as is. It's not broke.
no, I agree. I agree.
And Detroit had a good one about the offensive hold. No, excuse me,
Yes,
defensive
defensive
holding.
holding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Defensive holding would not be an automatic first down. For defensive holding, an illegal contact would not become an automatic first down, which I can't help but think Terry and Arnold had something to do with this one.
Hmm.
Not gonna lie. Um, but I do like that one. That is a good rule change. Sam, did any others stand out to you that you saw
uh,
real quick?
I mean, like I say, the Detroit one I thought was just I didn't like the devaluing of the divisions. I think you may as well just if you're going to do that, you may as well just have it NFC and AFC as one big ta two big tables if you're going to get rid of the divisions, in my opinion. But yeah, I think the is it the I'm I'm torn on that one of the about the tush push. I'm really torn on it because I don't particularly like that you can basically just push someone over the line, but at the end of the day, it's only a problem because one team's very, very good at it, and but it's shown that it's only one team that's amazing at it. The rest just it works on the odd occasion. When we've seen the Bills got well, we're very predictable with it every single time. So it's
Yeah.
just about it's I get why people may be a little bit annoyed by it, and I particularly like them basically creating like a rugby line out drive sort of situation. But yeah,
Yeah. Fair enough. Um, right, like I say we'll get into this properly next week. That's the plan. Owners meeting. We will discuss these in more detail. Now I'm aware that we're pushed for a bit of time this week, so I want to just crack on with our main thing. And I just thought we'd have a bit of fun today. We'd have a bit of a nice one. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I hope you can see it. Can you see it now? We are
yes.
going to attempt not an ad. That's not what we're going to attempt. We're going to close that. Um, we're going to together attempt I believe it's the hardest NFL quiz of all time.
Oh,
Multiple
geez.
choice. Um, so if you are on the audio only version of the podcast, this is multiple choice. I will read the question out, read the answers out, and then between us, we will try and come up with the answer as a collective. And we'll see that out of 20 questions, how many myself, Sam, and Chapman can get. So we'll start with question one. In 2019, Lamar Jackson became the second player in NFL history to be named as the unanimous MVP. Who was the first? Was it Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, or Marshall Faulk?
My gut says it's Peyton Manning that year that he. No, because that was in Denver and he had won
I
it twice before that. So maybe not that one.
I would have thought it might have been Aaron Rodgers, but
Mm.
We're talking a unanimous MVP here as well.
Yeah, it
Unanimous.
has. Ugh.
Um, I think the two that do stand out more than any others there for me are Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers. But is there a year Tom Brady could have been?
It was the year. It would have been the year he won that he broke that he broke all those records that then Peyton Manning broke. Right, like what 4 years later.
Yeah,
It was the year he threw 50 touchdowns. It was the Randy Moss coming to New England. Remember that season?
yeah,
It's the 17. It's the six. What did they go? 18-1, whatever it was when they lost the Super Bowl to the Giants. The undefeated. Maybe it is that season. It might be that season because they went undefeated. That's the one.
right.
Let's go, Tom. What do you think, Sam?
yeah, go
I'm
Tom.
happy to.
It makes the most sense because I mean, obviously
Yeah.
Brady is there you
Well,
Is
that's
it?
correct. Tom Brady was
Yeah. Fletch got us there. All right.
in 2000. Who became the first team to make four first round picks in the same NFL draft? The Cleveland Browns, the New York Jets, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or the Washington Redskins? Chapman.
I'm pretty sure it's Cleveland Browns because isn't that the year that they got the man? Now this is why you wish Ollie was here, and he's probably, if I'm wrong, he's screaming at me right now. But isn't that the year they got the Browns back? So they got,
No, yeah, it would have either been 90. It would have been 99 or 2000 that draft. Um,
I don't
My
know.
my
It's
gut
just,
was to say the Browns anyway. That was my first
right.
inkling, and I don't know why, but
I think. Well, I'm happy to go with group thought here. Go with Cleveland Browns.
it's probably the
Jets
most
on
obvious. Oh, it's the Jets.
Jets. So
Well, if it wasn't going to be the Browns, it's going to be the Jets.
well, 1-1, 1-1. Jamarcus Russell went first overall in the 2000 NFL draft. Was picked second overall? Calvin Johnson, Joe Thomas, Reggie Bush, or Adrian Peterson? Me. Calvin Johnson. It was Calvin Johnson. Correct.
Nice.
Well done, Fletch. No, okay, I'll do it on my own.
Well done, team.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, well done, team. It's just favorite player of all time. Of the time I was been watching the NFL, he's the favorite player I've ever seen. So, I knew that one. Which year did the Houston Texans play their first season in the NFL? Was it 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2003? It was either 2002 or 2003.
See, I was going to say 2001, but I'll go with your gut, Fletch.
It was one of those. I'm not quite sure which one it was. It was either 2002 or 2003.
Didn't they have the season? Did they have 20 years? Oh, that would have been 2 seasons ago.
Mm.
Maybe you're right. Let's go.
Should we go 2002?
I don't know.
We'll go with 2002. Hey,
Oh,
correct. So we're 3 and
Fletch.
1.
It's crushing.
Who won the Super Bowl MVP award when the Pittsburgh Steelers won in 2009? Was it Ben Roethlisberger, Heinz Ward, Heath Miller, or Santonio Holmes?
Holmes.
Correct. So we've got one slip up so far. Uh, no, thank you. I don't think we want to subscribe
Hmm.
to the mailing list. Which team won the first ever Super Bowl in 1967? Now, this is the Green Bay Packers. Hence why the trophy is called the Lombardi Trophy. Packers won it twice in a row. It was the Green Bay Packers.
Who won the third Super Bowl?
The Jets.
Correct.
It was the Jets. With Joe Namath. Was it Joe Namath? Yes.
Yeah, Joe Namath. Alabama QB Joe Namath. I want to kiss you. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I have not.
That's a sad part of Joe Namath's life. You Google that. I'll leave that for another time.
Okay.
Go ahead.
1973, Fred Dreyer became the first player to score two safeties in one game. Which team was he on when this happened? Was it the Falcons, the Rams, the Vikings, or the 49ers?
It's not the Falcons.
Not the Falcons.
It's the Rams.
Is it the Rams? That would have been
Rams?
my guess.
Correct.
Nice,
At least
Sam.
I got my own Rams question right. All of that.
1973. There we go.
Well done, Sam. In 2013, which quarterback broke a record after throwing a
Jeez.
pick six in four straight games? Was it Matt Schaub? Was it Eli Manning? Was it Jay Cutler? Or was it John Kitna?
Schaub. Schaub? It wasn't Schaub.
Is it possibly a Jay Cutler thing?
It was a Cutler or
Sounds
Kit. It was Cutler or Kitna. What's so depressing is two of these guys were both starting quarterbacks for the Falcons during post Mike Vick. Um,
it sounds like a Cutler or a Kitna thing. Do you want flip of a coin? We'll go with Kitna. Oh, it was
it was
Matt
Matt
Schaub.
Schaub. Oh, jeez.
Okay,
Wow.
so it's okay. It's okay. Who finished their career with more rushing yards? Eric Dickerson or Marshall Falk?
Uh, it's I'm 90% sure it's Dickerson
We'll go
I'd
with
have
it.
because
gone,
Marshall Faulk caught the ball a lot.
Was that Sam?
I'd have gone Dickerson.
We'll go Dickerson. Well, I'll go Dickerson, and that'd be right. We'd be right. Well done, team. In 2007, which kicker broke the record for the most field goals in a single game with eight? Was it Adam Vinatieri? Was it Nate Kading? Was it Rob Baronis? Or was it Steven Gostkowski?
It was Koskowski. Oh,
It was Baronis.
I thought it was Koskowski only because I was like the Raiders couldn't do anything else but kick field goals.
It's fine. We move on. We move on. We'll be fine. Who won the Super Bowl MVP award when the Green Bay Packers won in 1997? Was it Brett Favre? Was it Desmond Howard, Antonio Freeman, or Andre Rison? Is Brett Favre too obvious an answer?
It wasn't, I don't think it was Favre. I think it was Freeman. And I
I'd,
don't think it was Howard because I think I watched too much stuff with Desmond Howard and they would say Super Bowl MVP Desmond Howard. You never hear him say that. I want to say it was Antonio Freeman, which is slightly weird, but I'm off tonight. So Sam,
That was going to be my that was the one that sprung out to me at first. But bearing in mind, I was 4 when this happened, so I
hmm,
wasn't watching at this point.
it's weird if Favre if it's supposed to be a hard quiz, so it shouldn't be Favre is too obvious, right? Because I don't
Yeah,
remember. I honestly don't remember, but it makes sense if he it was one of those weird years where they didn't give it to the quarterback.
yeah. Well, again, I'm quite happy to go with first starting Antonio Freeman. I think
It
it was
was
Desmond
Desmond
Howard.
Howard. Damn. So I was right. Damn it.
It's okay. Right, let's not make losing become a habit here,
Sorry, guys.
gents. Which number did the legendary Jim Brown wear for the Cleveland Browns? Now, this is where we need Ollie. I can't remember.
I've been wrong a lot, so I'm not going to say anything.
For,
I
for,
would I would my immediate thought was to go 12, but I have no real basis for that.
I don't know what 42 for me. I've got 42.
I'm with Sam. I was gonna say 12 as well.
Okay. Well, it's two on one. It was 32, so we'd have all been wrong anyway.
Oh,
We're all wrong.
Right.
That makes me feel a little better.
True or false? Emmitt Smith was a top 10 pick in the 1990 NFL draft.
No, because wasn't he the year after, or was he? uh,
Well, I say the 1989 draft was Barry Sanders.
I
Did he come in a year after Barry Sanders?
no, okay, that's right because they got. I always forget this timeline. Did they get Aikman in 88 or 89? I don't remember. You guys guess. I'm abstaining.
I'm gonna say false.
yeah, go false.
Well done. Right, okay. Let's let win it. Let's get this habit. Let's get this habit going. Which team won the most Super Bowls in the 1970s? Was it the Dallas Cowboys, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Miami Dolphins, or the Washington Redskins?
Steelers.
Steelers?
They won
That
four.
sounds about right. Correct. In 1965, Gale Sayers set a record for the most touchdowns scored in a rookie season. How many touchdowns did Sayers have that year? 18, 20, 22, or 24?
Sam, I know what I think, but I don't want to say because I
My
keep getting them
my
wrong.
my thought was 20.
See, I'm in the middle of the pack here bec with you, Sam. So I'm in 20 or 22 because I think it's 1965 this record was set. But
Yeah.
also there are a lot of records that go back to 1965 because some players just the rules were different and some players just scored a lot more. Um,
Thing is, there's not many other players that have. I can't. I'm trying to think of players who have been close to the records recently because there have been a few where they've got close, and I can't think of anyone who's got close to even any of those numbers. So it could. I mean, it could be any of them.
we'll go with 20. We'll
I
go
was
with
going to say 18, but I'm happy to go with whatever you guys think.
we'll go with 20. It was 22.
22. Wow, that's a lot of touchdowns.
For a rookie as well. It's a lot of touchdowns anyway, but for a rookie, that's a lot. Which quarterback holds the record for the most career interceptions thrown? Brett Favre, George Blanda, John Hadle, or Vinny Testaverde? I butchered a couple of names there, probably.
Hmm.
Do any of
It's
those
not
names stand
Favre, I
out?
don't
No.
think. Favre didn't even play his rookie year. Go Vinny Testaverde. He was known for throwing picks, so
Testaverde? It was
it was Brett
Favre.
Favre, but he didn't play his rookie year. That makes no sense. Which quarterback holds? Whatever. Was it total interceptions or was it rookie?
Career.
Oh, I would have bet.
Correct.
Oh, it was totally Favre. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I put rookie in there. I thought it was how many who threw the most interceptions. Oh man,
Well,
I screwed us up on. I
to be
screwed us up on
fair,
that.
I thought your reasoning was along the lines of like, well, that's a full season. He didn't play
No,
to add
Favre
to the
for
total.
sure had the interception. I'm sorry. This is why I shouldn't be on. I'm tired. All right, here we go.
How many total receiving yards did Jerry Rice finish his career with? 20,895, 21,895, 22,895, or 23,895?
All of them
So
combined.
combined, what was it? Well,
No,
if we 23,895 would combine would have all within it. Um, I want to say 23,000, well, basically 24,000.
Yeah, go for that.
Oh, crying out loud. Right. In 1993, the Buffalo Bills overcame a 35-3 deficit in the AFC wildcard game before coming back to win. Which team was this against? The Cleveland Browns, the Houston Oilers, the New York Jets, and the Oakland Raiders. Well, I wasn't even born yet, so
and all
I,
three of us
I
are
feel.
NFC guys, so
I
I
was
don't even
I
know.
was born this year, so
Well, who would have been in the 1993 playoffs? I feel like the Cleveland Browns wouldn't. I don't know why. Or the Houston Oilers. Um, I kind of want to say Jets, but I don't know. My early 90s knowledge of the Bills is that they lost four Super Bowls in a row and that's it. Um,
I mean, I did. I know I watched this game, but I don't remember it. So
no.
I'm happy to go with Jets. Oilers or Jets would be.
Oilers, Jets. Sam, do you want to have the deciding vote on this one?
I would go Jets because Oilers. This is about when they.
I I was going to say Oilers.
Well, you guys decide.
Oh, I say, well, I said Jets. Chapman said he was going to go with Jets. So, Sam, your deciding vote didn't decide anything in the end. But you would have
And
been
it was
right anyway.
Oilers.
You would have been right anyway. Um, you would have been right.
I mean, that was a pure guess. It wasn't based off anything. So
Who finished their career with more interceptions, Deion Sanders or Ed Reed? Is it Coach Prime?
Ed
Kind of want to
Reed.
say Prime, but Ed
I'm with you,
Reed is a
Sam. I think it's Reed, but
yeah.
I don't.
I'll go with Reed. I'll go with Reed. We'll go with okay. You were both right. I'd have been wrong.
Dion's. Will you forget? Dion's career got kind of
That's true.
trashed
Yeah.
towards the end because he couldn't stay healthy.
Terry Crews was selected in the 11th round of the 1991 NFL Draft, but which team picked him? Now I know this one. Very weirdly enough, this came up on an Instagram reel for me 3 days ago.
Weird.
It was the San Diego Chargers.
That's it would had to either be San
No,
Diego.
it
Oh,
wasn't.
is
It
that
was the Rams. God damn it.
oh,
No, do you know what? Actually, it was the Chargers picked him up for the first season. The Rams drafted him. The Chargers picked him up because I think the Rams cut him pretty much straight after. I think because I'm just thinking if the Instagram reel was a picture of Terry Crews in a San Diego Chargers jersey,
Hmm. Could you
that's
imagine
what I was
watching 11
remembering.
rounds of a draft?
Yeah, it's torturous getting you get down to the last ones anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And then yeah, so from being drafted by the LA Rams to playing for the San Diego Chargers to singing Vanessa Carlton in a car on White Chicks,
Mhm.
what a life that man has had. In 1990, which of these players broke the record for the most sacks in a single game with seven? Lawrence Taylor, Michael Strahan, Derek Thomas, or Ricky Jackson?
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor,
Yeah.
by the way, it was Derek
Derek
Thomas.
Thomas. Huh.
Who finished their career with more NFL regular season MVP
Favre.
award wins? Favre or
Oh,
Joe Montana?
Favre.
Correct.
That I know.
How many Super Bowls did Barry Sanders play in during his career? Well, this is the saddest answer I know out of all of
Zero.
them. That's a zero. Now I'm just too sad to finish the quiz. Which team did the Tennessee Titans pull off the Music City Miracle against in 2000? Was it the Bills, the Patriots, the Giants, or the Seahawks?
Giants, I would have said, but that's just
I don't
purely
know.
because
Wasn't
it's
it the Bills? Because then they went on to play the Patriots and they lost to the Patriots, and because it was a playoff thing, right?
Ooh, I think you're
So
right.
yeah, because it needed to be an AFC team. Yeah,
Bills, well done. Which team won the Super Bowl XXV? So that's Super Bowl
Dallas
25 in
Cowboys.
1991, correct? I know, yeah. Wait, what?
giant.
It was the Giants.
Oh,
No, because
that's
it was 92 and
the
93. The
92,
Cowboys won it.
93, and 90. Oh yeah, 92, 93, 95.
Because
That's right.
that was the the stretch of the four Bills last year. So it was
It was
Redskins.
it was the 91 season. I hate when they do that. It was
Yeah,
the 91 season.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. I should have known that.
Well, if it was the 1990 season for the 90, so it would have been in February 91, then
It
that
was
would
the
have been
90,
Washington
yeah. So
Redskins.
the Giants won in 89 and 91, I believe.
Well, I'm gonna say the Redskins did the first one over the Bills, then it was the Giants, and then there were two against the Cowboys, and those were the four in a row that the
Yeah.
Bills had.
Yeah.
Which of these kickers is the NFL's all-time leader in field goals made? Is it Martin Anderson, Adam Vinatieri, Gary Anderson, or John Carney?
I would have said Vinity Harry, but the only one
I
I
thought
really
Gary Anderson was a darts player, to be honest.
know. Yeah, that really annoying Scottish darts player.
I've got Martin Anderson.
That's who I have too.
Two against one. Sorry, Sam. You were right.
Sam, jeez. Okay, we go against
Right.
Sam again.
If you and I agree, Chapman, and Sam says otherwise, I think Sam naturally gets a two added onto it just to take the lead on that one. Which of these players is the only person to play on three consecutive Super Bowl winning teams? Charles Haley, Matt Millen, Ken Norton Jr., or Joe Montana?
Charles Haley would be my guess. What Matt Millen, did he play for the Lions though?
Yes.
So
No,
not
Matt,
him.
I don't know if he played for us, but Matt Millen was our
He was your
GM for a
GM.
while.
Yeah, yeah. But
Um,
I thought I don't remember who he played for.
but someone else did it this year. I can't remember who it was. Someone else did it this year, and they were on the Chiefs, and they would have had this feat. They would have completed it with the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, I think. Um,
Yeah, his name is Patrick Mahomes because he would have been on three Super Bowl winning teams and Jason
was it last
Kelsey.
year he would have done it then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
because
Fletch, because the,
Travis
the
Kelsey
Chiefs
would have
won
done it
two
as well.
back to
yeah,
back. If they'd won again, they all would have done it.
Yeah.
You're
but I can't remember. I
the
just
the most
couldn't.
impressive one was Chris Long was on that Patriots team to beat us, and then he went to the Eagles the next year, won the Super Bowl, and then I think he retired.
Um, because
But
I just remember the article about such last year because such and such could have made done this incredible feat, but I can't remember who it was off the top because they could have joined. I want to say Charles Haley with you.
I think Charles Haley, and man, there's somebody listening to this. I think Haley was on the two Cowboys, and then went and like Dion went to and won the 49ers one. But I could be
I'm gonna say Haley
or
because
was he for I can't
I wasn't going to go with it, but we'll go with it.
who do you have,
I'm
Sam?
gonna say Haley from the article.
Mine was just a guess. Well, I was going to, yeah.
Ken Norton?
That
Ken
was the
Norton
guy that I
Jr.
I
wanted
don't
to
even know
go
who
with.
he is. So.
Neither do I. It was, again, it's just, I'm pure, bearing in mind that a lot of this is way before my time. So
He's the
I'm just pure
backup
guessing.
long snapper. I'm gonna guess like that. You just so happen to be a journeyman who makes their way through.
You know, I'm going to have to look him up now. Ken Norton Jr.
Donovan McNabb was selected second overall in the 1999 NFL Draft. Which quarterback was selected ahead of him? First overall in 1999.
It was Tim Couch.
I would say,
Sorry.
yeah,
He
there we go.
Ken Norton is
Okay.
the current linebackers coach for Washington Commanders,
Who did he play
Nice.
for?
and he played for the Dallas from 88 to 93, and then the Niners from
From
94 to
94.
2000. He was the Super Bowl champion in uh
He won
for
4.
You were right. You were right. It was someone who was Cowboys for 2 years and then on to the 49ers.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
True
well.
or true or
But
false?
now, hold on a second. I just wanted for that last question. And Couch was the number one pick, I believe, for the newfound. Wasn't it the newfound Browns? So hopefully Ali forgives me for that because I got that one right. So
Um, yes, like I said, Browns in 1999, first year back. True or false? Lamar Jackson was selected in the second round of the NFL draft.
he went 32nd overall, first round, right?
Yeah, last of the first round, I thought.
Yes,
So it would be false. And you hit true.
I hit the wrong one. I am sorry. We're not
Well, we got
counting.
that one right.
We got that one right, so we can add one more to it. Can I? No, I'm not going to try it just in case it boots us back to the beginning. True or false? John Madden never had a losing record during his 10 seasons as an NFL head coach.
True.
For my time, I have no idea.
Go true, just
We'll
because
say
it's
true.
John Madden. Yeah.
It's true
There you go.
because he's the GOAT. Who won more Super Bowls during their career? Eli Manning or Peyton Manning? Or they
They
both won the same amount?
they
Both
both
won the
won the
same.
same amount.
Two apiece. Who was the first ever defensive player to win the Super Bowl MVP award? Chuck Howley, Larry Brown, Ray Lewis, or Richard Dent?
Ray Lewis. I don't know. First name that popped out to me.
Larry Brown?
Yeah, it's not gonna be Ray Lewis because somebody definitely won it before that. I don't know. Yeah, Larry Brown, Chuck Howley. I don't know.
Chuck Howley, you were right with that guess. Which team did Jerry Rice play his last NFL game for? The Niners, the Rams, the Raiders, or the Seahawks?
He's either the Raiders or the Seahawks, weirdly. Because remember, he was on the Super Bowl team that got smoked by the Tampa Bay. It was him and Tim Brown. And then I don't know if he played for Seattle, but I know he like went there.
This would be one of those weird ones where like, they go and spend a last bit of a
I was just,
season
is
somewhere.
is it going to be one of these where he rejoined the Niners to play his final game and retire?
No, he didn't go back to the Niners. It was he played for Oakland. They lost that Super Bowl. Man, I can't remember if he played another season with them, but he did go to Seattle. I want to say he was like he was so old and they just kept like keeping around. Go Raiders, but I think he didn't play for Seattle, but I think he went and like was in the training camp and like they didn't make the team or something, but it might be Seattle too. So I don't
I think it's
rate
Seattle. Just throwing it out there. I think it's Seattle. We'll go Raiders.
Sam, you decide.
Mm, go Seahawks. See if the
Seahawks.
intuition was there. There
We
you
were right. We were
go.
right. In 1992, which team started the season 0-4 and still went on to win their division? The Cardinals, the Chiefs, the Chargers, or the Vikings? I have no idea.
If they did this with 20, well,
Hmm.
we did something similar this last season.
Um, I'm just gonna say I want to say Chargers for the why nots. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
Nice.
I'll
Good
take it.
guess. I was gonna say Vikings.
Mine was the Vikings. I'm glad we didn't say anything.
My pure intuition guessing is better than the knowledge that I have and the answers that I definitely knew so far. Who made more Pro Bowls during their career, Ray Lewis or Tony Gonzalez? Tony Gonzalez, I think.
I would say Tony Gonzalez only because he was peerless for so long, and there was a lot of good linebackers during regular, you know what I mean? So it was
Yeah.
like, but we'll probably be wrong. But let's see, Tony Gonzalez. Nice.
Correct. Come on. 70% of the way through. The New York Giants have retired the number 56 in honor of which player? Frank Gifford, Lawrence Taylor, Al Blozis, or Ken Strong? I
Frank
have
Gifford's the only one I know. Besides, and Lawrence Taylor wasn't 56. So
I have no idea, so I'm happy to go with Frank Gifford.
Yeah, just go with that.
It was Lawrence Taylor.
what? He wore 56? Really? Man, I don't remember people's numbers. Sorry, guys.
Unless he wore it for his first season, and that's
No, he did. Maybe he was 50. I don't know.
which round was Drew Brees selected in the 2001 NFL draft? Mrs. Fletch, you're such a huge Saints fan. What round was Drew Brees selected in the 2001 NFL draft? Oh, sorry. First, second, third, or fourth? Second. So it's either the first, third, or fourth.
Go with the second. See if she knows. Go with the
Oh,
second.
second.
It's either the
Well
second or the
done,
third.
Mrs. Fletch. Well done.
Wow. Sleeping on the couch tonight.
Nothing I'm not used to. True or false? Champ Bailey won a Super Bowl during his career.
I want to say yes just because of the
True.
name.
Chap. Well, Chapman's got whiplash from saying yes, so
He was on
happy.
he was on,
It was false.
what? He didn't? I thought he was on the 98 team. Weird. I thought he was on those two Denver teams. He
Which
played for,
team?
bro. He was a Georgia player who played for the Broncos. Wow.
Which team won Super Bowl X in 1976?
It's not Minnesota. It's either
No,
the
because they've never won
Steel.
one.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I'd trust the Cowboys a lot more if it was in the 80s.
No, they won two in the 70s with
Um,
With Staubach. They didn't win any in the 80s. They sucked in the 80s, or at least most of the 80s. That's why they sold the team to old Jerry.
when did the Steelers go back to back?
I
The
know they won
Steelers
in
went back to back
'74.
around.
I can never remember it. I mean, dude, I wasn't even born, so I don't remember any of these.
I'm going to override it.
Champ, by
It's
the
the
way,
best guess. They won four in the '70s, so that's the best guess.
I had a look. Champ Bailey left the Broncos in 2013, so 2 years before they won the Super Bowl.
No, I thought he was on those '90s teams, the late
Oh no,
'90s
it was
teams.
2000 and like
Yeah, I mean,
2013.
you start confusing all the players now. Yeah.
Something we should all know here. This should be an easy one. How many years must a player be retired for them to be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame? 2, 5, 7, or
Five,
10 years?
yeah, 5 years.
5. Correct. 80% of the way through. Which player was selected earlier in the 2013 draft? Zach Ertz or Travis Kelce? I'm pretty sure it's Ertz because
I,
Travis Kelce
I think
was
it's Hurts.
quite late.
I think it hurts too.
Yeah, wasn't Travis like the fifth round or something because he was? There's the whole story about whether he should take him or not.
Yeah,
Mm,
well, there's the story of Jason Kelce pleading with Andy Reid to take him, and there's the whole because it was the same though with his college career.
Mhm.
Jason Kelce had to go and plead with the coach.
Yeah, to keep
Zach
him
Ertz
around.
was correct. Now we can see all the Swifties in the comments now getting really upset.
mm.
What year did the first Madden video game come out? It was called John Madden Football. 88, 90, 92, or 94?
It's one of the first two, but I can't remember which one.
Now, with it being because last year, 2024's I know it was because John Madden died, but didn't it wasn't it also recently their 30-year anniversary one? Like very like relatively, I think it's 1994 because they had a 30-year anniversary for it.
No, because I had Madden 24 and it wasn't the 30th anniversary version. I know that. Um,
There's definitely been a 30th because I've only been playing it for the last like 5 years, and
yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's been fairly recently a 30-year anniversary one.
I want to say
Maybe
88.
It's either 88 or 1990. I know for a fact because it was on the NES. And by 92, we all had Super Nintendo. And by 94, we definitely had Super Nintendo. And there were Madden was on NES
And in 1995, I was born.
because we were still playing Technoball. So you guys decide between 88 and 90. I would probably go,
I'm going 88. I feel I said 88. I'll stick by 88.
go
let's
on.
go.
Yep. Come on.
Let's go.
What was the final team that Vince Lombardi coached in the NFL? The Bengals, the Packers, the Raiders, or the Redskins?
That was Washington, wasn't it?
Yes. Was it? Was that your guess?
No.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct. Who was selected earlier in the 2011 NFL draft? JJ Watt or Julio Jones? JJ Watt was like 11, wasn't he? Was he like he was ridiculously early?
Yeah, Julio, they traded. Remember, they traded like 6 draft picks for Julio. So I think he was 6. But what's interesting is what's his name went before. No, no, no. Julio was the first wide receiver, and then what's his name from Georgia went second to the Bengals.
Yeah. So we're going Julio Jones.
Yeah, I think so.
Correct. Who was the NFL commissioner before Roger Goodell? Dave Gardy, Pete Rozelle, Paul Tagliabue, or Troy Vincent?
Paul Tagliabue,
That's just such a fun name to say.
who
Jake
was
Long.
much, who is for being an old man, much cooler than Roger Goodell. It was the fact that he was younger.
Jake Long was selected first overall in the 2008 NFL draft. Who was selected second overall? Chris Long, Matt Ryan, Jason Smith, and Matthew Stafford. Now, Matthew
It's not.
Stafford was selected first overall the
I
year
was gonna say
after.
it's definitely not Matthew Stafford.
And Matt Ryan went third.
So
It
it's
was
Chris
Chris
Long.
Long. It was
Chris Long,
long, long. Yeah, I think it was Chris Long. Yeah,
correct. Right, last couple now. True or false? Nick Saban didn't have a winning season during his time in the NFL. I believe that's true.
I think it's true as well
Mm.
because
He,
he didn't
ma-
have a.
I can't remember if he had a 9-7 season, but I'm not sure. He might have done. In fact, I'm saying false. So I think he had a 9-7 season. Could be wrong. Chapman, you said true.
I think it's true, but Sam,
Sam,
what do you think?
I think it's true.
true. Okay.
Wow.
Right.
So Sam and I, so I'm the deciding factor. If I agree with one of you, then the other one's right every single time. All right.
Who is credited with doing the first ever Lambeau leap? Eugene Robinson, Leroy Butler, Edgar Bennett, or Sterling Sharp?
Bennett.
Bennett, even, not Bennett.
I have no idea. Shirley Sharp is the only person I know that played for the Packers on this
I was
list.
gonna say that Sterling Sharp, or I want to say Leroy Butler for some reason. I don't know why. Um,
Go Leroy Butler then.
oh, well, we both said
Seeing as you
Sterling
both know
Sharp.
Sharp, go Sharp.
I was gonna say we both it would have been Leroy Butler. Who was selected first overall in the 2000
This is
NFL draft?
so easy.
Is it Michael
Michael
Vick,
Vick.
Courtney Brown, LeVar Arrington, or David Carr?
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. What?
Courtney Brown.
Oh, I guess Vick was 01 then. Geez, the ones I'm like, yeah, put it up. I've been wrong 3 times now. Wow, this is embarrassing, guys.
Which team was the first to win 6 Super Bowls? The Patriots, the Cowboys, the Niners, or the Steelers? It's the Steelers.
Well, the Niners are on 5, aren't they? They go on
Yeah.
about getting the
The
sixth.
the
Niners are
Pa-
on 5. Cowboys are on 5.
the Patriots got to 6, but that was a few couple of years ago. And
Yeah.
the Steelers
Yeah,
have
so
won
Steelers are
since.
first. Yeah, that's right.
Correct. We got 29 out of 50.
Wow.
Technically, we got 30.
Well, yeah, 30 out of
And then
50.
there was a
30 out of
couple
50
where
and
we
I.
should have listened to each other.
So we
I'll,
can say
I'll,
30 out of 50 is a collective effort.
That's what's 60%? It's not bad.
60%, we'll take it. That was the
well, we
NF.
would have gotten the 91 had I read the question. We would have gotten the Brett Favre had I read the question. If
Um,
I had had a brain, I would have realized that Michael Vick was drafted in 2001, not 2000. I just always think it was 2000 for some reason.
if I hadn't have jumped and got too excited at the Terry Crews question, I would have remembered the Rams because again, it was the Chargers that picked him up after the Rams cut him, and he mentioned it in the video. There was a few more that we could have definitely got, but again, 60%. I think we'll take it for a quick little thing on a Monday night. Gents, with that in mind, I very much appreciate having you both on this evening. Thank you so much. And I forgot to say it at the very start of the episode, but as always, find the links in the bio and the description of the episode for following us on socials, for following the hosts, for following the network, Hurdle the Line. And plus, look, it's a long, boring, arduous, tedious off season. But the best way to get through it is to get through it with a community of people, a community of wonderful people who can engage you in conversation about the millions of other things happening around the world, in sports, in film, in TV. Severance, by the way, absolutely incredible. If you've not watched it, watch it. It's amazing. So please join our Discord where we have that community that you can just come and join, come and talk sports and all things with us. And it just leaves me to say thank you to my co-hosts, and we'll see you next week for our annual meeting chat where we'll talk through the rules and hurdle that what, Chapman?
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a
We,
minute. We got baseball starting this week.
we do, we
We
do.
have real baseball starting. Let's
Well,
go, Bravos. Here we
true.
go.
Well, to be fair, we've already had the first regular season game that was in Tokyo between the Yankees and the Dodgers,
The Cubs.
the Cubs and the Dodgers. Um, and yeah, regular season
Also,
MLB
go.
starts this week.
Also, if you want to hear a great song, classic Gladys Knights and the Pips, Midnight Train to Georgia. Go check it out, kids. Great song.
Will do. Um, Anything else? Bulletin board notes. The UFL starts on Friday, which I know is everyone's favourite. We can't stop talking about it on here. But the UFL starts on Friday. I did check up this weekend. Sky currently have no thing saying they'll be showing it. TNT are the same. So there will be no way of legally, legitimately watching it in the United Kingdom as it stands. Anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
Enjoy March Madness.
Enjoy March Madness? Yes. So, Chapman, try again. This was meant to be hurdle that, something different. What are we hurdling this week?
Hurdle that madness.